You know what? I'm gonna stop that. I'm so sorry. Playing over here Alan's fucking theme song and shit. Anyways, people, you guys can hear us. I fucked up and hit the mute button, or unmute button. You weren't supposed to hear all that. But anyways, hi. How you doing? Double Toast Free Show. Of course, it's gonna be starting in 9/not 9 minutes, but it's okay because it should be soon. Oh, Jet, thank you so much for that big old thumb right up my fucking nose. Hello.
I thought you were gonna say right on my fucking nose.
No, not my.
Yeah.
That was Ryan. Hey there. Hi there. Ho there. Wait, you just called me a hoe? Ryan, how dare you, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. Anyways, he's saying, why is the phrase Mel Gibson a banned term in the DT chat? Wait, what? I did not know about this at all. Isn't that, like, here's the thing, when you hear Mel Gibson, the racist shit, is that the first thing you guys think of now? I'll ask you first, Jet.
Yes.
Yeah? Not the movies he's done and all the crazy faces he makes with all those movies?
I haven't seen Braveheart in a long ass time. I don't really care that much about it. Otherwise, like, yeah, it's mostly the racist shit that I know about him.
Yeah, I guess I get that. How about you, Roxy? Like, is there any part of you that's still kind of a fan of Mel Gibson or no?
Well, my first encounter with Mel Gibson was with the movie Apocalypto.
Apocalypse.
That was my fucking jam growing up. For some reason, like, all my, like, uncles just love playing that shit on repeat.
Uh-huh.
So I actually sat down and watched the whole thing. It's basically, from what I remember, the story of the fall of, like, a Mayan or an Aztec civilization. And, like, the end of the world, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So from what I remember, bits and pieces, it was pretty good, but nah. Mel Gibson's fucking racist as shit. I can't support that.
Because you guys are wondering, too, the reason why we're bringing this up, and I'm pretty sure the reason why they brought up in the chat, is that tonight, Double Toes is going to be reviewing Force of Nature, which is a terrible fucking movie that Mel Gibson is doing. I think he plays a kind of a crazy, villainous psychopath. Not sure if he's a racist psychopath, but he's a psychopath nonetheless. I don't think there's really any
The
context.
fact he's still getting work even after, like, despite being a complete bigot is kind of astounding.
Yeah, it really is. But at the same time, there's so many, like, man, like, if he gets canceled in that sense and they really stop with all that, it's like, there's a lot of people you just gotta start, like, just fucking, like, taking out. You know what I mean? Little by little, one by one there. But yeah, as Ryan said, racist and Millie Gibsons. I'm surprised it's a banned term from Twitch, so that doesn't really make sense. I don't know if Corey actually put that in there, but blah, blah, blah. I'm not sure. Ryan said he still watches Chicken Run despite him. Wait, Mel Gibson's in Chicken Run?
Yeah,
Yep.
he was in the first one, but they're replacing him in the second one.
Oh shit! I did not know that. I'm trying to remember what character he is. I just looked this up, but let me see. Do you guys remember this character's name?
I don't, but I remember the movie, but I don't remember his name. I know that he was basically like a stuntman, basically.
Wow. Okay. Well, shit. I mean, I would imagine the voice acting of Mel Gibson's probably really good, despite what kind of piece of shit he is. Like that must be really entertaining. Like him screaming and shit.
Anyone can play that character.
Mad Max I was never a big fan of, by the way, too. Just to put that out there. Which, by the way, hello there, Austin Nick. Hello there, Game Boy SP and JP Zone Blade. If you're in there, hello. I love you, sir. I'm not ignoring you. You're not even in here yet, but I already said hi, so fuck you if you say I'm ignoring you again. But yeah, dude, Mad Max. I don't know if I'm gonna piss anybody off by saying I wasn't a big fan of that, but yeah, same thing with Lethal Weapon.
Which one, Mad Max Fury Road, or like the first one?
Well, I haven't seen Fury Road, but like the Road Warriors, like the old ones, I wasn't a big fan of that shit. So that's just the thing. Yeah, Fury Road though, I still gotta watch, but I don't think I'm gonna like it too much either because Tom Hardy's in it, and I gotta tell you, dude, I'm fucking sick of the overhype that fucking Tom Hardy has. He's not that great, man. Like I even like Venom, but like he's terrible in Venom. Like Venom's good for all the other stupid fucking reasons that movie's good for. Definitely Tom Hardy just going in there like he's fucking drunk, just like, hey guys, I feel like I'm have a parasite. Like what the fuck is that? But yeah, like Lethal Weapon and shit. Like, do you like those movies at all, Roxy?
Shit, it's been a minute since I've seen that.
Oh, thank you, Chat Tech, for liking the stream. I think
Shameless self-plug.
Yeah, I mean, I do like all my posts, so I actually like haha react to them because I'm just that great. Austin says, Nick, you seem like you would love Mad Max. I probably would, to be honest, but that did get a shit ton of hype that I feel like would probably make me dislike it a little bit. But yeah, man. Now that would be bullshit, Ryan. He says it'd be hilarious if they replaced Mel Gibson with Tom Hardy for Chicken Run 2. Yeah, it would be funny, and then it'll also be just really fucking annoying. But we got some topics over here today. Lots of stuff to touch on. Lots of stuff that I've been meaning to touch on a while back. But first of all, And I'm sorry, Jay, I forgot to actually show you this trailer, but there's this movie called The Tax Collector, and it's not as boring as it sounds because that's a terrible fucking name. The first thing I'm thinking of is the IRS and shit. But it's anything but, and obviously it was very loud there. Sorry, chat, for fucking blasting that in your ears. But yeah, so there's some whitewashing going on. And Roxanne, I'm gonna have you be the first person to bring it up. What is one of the first things that fucks with your emotions a little bit when you watch this trailer?
Well, personally, I was taken aback by just seeing, let's be honest, Shia LaBeouf with a thick ass Chicano Mexican accent.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand what you're trying to portray, but at the end of the day, I still can't agree with it.
So do you think it's okay? Here's the thing: are you looking at it more in a analytical like this just doesn't fit mode, or are you looking at it like that's disrespectful because like you're whitewashing a Mexican character, and this movie is very Mexican culture oriented?
I think it's disrespectful. Like, I understand you guys want to show off Shia LaBeouf's acting chops because we've seen a little bit of that in his previous movies that are coming up, but you could have just hired a Mexican actor instead of like, Shia LaBeouf painted just a little bit darker and give him an accent and some shades.
I will
Like, you could have given this to an authentic like Mexican, like a real Mexican actor.
But see, so here's my thing about that. God, I'm gonna make
It
people
wouldn't
mad.
garner attention because it would be like a no-name kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, I talked about this recently. Mexicans just don't get a lot of fucking praise. I've been a big rant yesterday about the stand-up comedians and Mexican, and it's like you have Felipe Esparza, George Lopez, and then who else? Cheech Marin. Like no one gives a fuck about these guys.
You know who we need in that spot instead of Shia LaBeouf?
Who?
Carlos Mencia.
Fucking no!
Oh my god.
No!
No.
That means some bullshit. Jed, looking at this though, man, like, cause here's the thing. I'm gonna say this, and then you can tell me how fucking wrong I am. I'll give you a chance to do that. But like me, I'm looking at Shia LaBeouf. For one, he's never looked better. Usually, he's looking disgusting. He looks like a hippie with no fucking work. He looks terrible. This is one thing I will say I fucking love about David Ayer is that he knows how Mexican culture is sometimes. And like, dude, this dude looks formal and choloed out. One thing about Mexican gangster dudes, way back in the day at least, for what I remember, is that even in the ghetto, like, we dress nice. Very, very nice. And this dude looks clean cut, fucking badass mustache and beard, or, a little beard there, whatever. Love the fucking suit. It's kind of authentic. It's like, they're really going for something here.
He looks like he would argue with me about police.
Like for police? Like you think he'd be on the side of Blue Lives Matter?
Yeah. Well, that picture literally looks like he would basically argue with me about Black Lives Matter.
Wait, so like he'd be against Black Lives Matter or for Black Lives Matter?
Against it.
I don't think so. Because like way back in the day, like when cholos got successful, that's how they dress, and they are very anti-police. These motherfuckers.
Well,
go
like
after
taking away like the
187s.
suit part, like his face is just screaming that to me.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. That's fuck. This is what Jeff Dunham and Jose Jalapeno on a stick. Yeah, no, those Mexican comedians, will not make it anywhere. Looking at this though, man. Yeah, like Jed, what was the last time you remember not hating Shia LaBeouf? Because I'm pretty sure after the whole like, just do it, you probably got sick of this fucking guy.
To be honest, I never really hated him. Like, I never really paid too much attention to him because most people got like their start with him from Even Stevens, which honestly I didn't like. I thought fucking Even
Continue
Stevens
on, by
was
the
annoying
way.
as fuck.
I will be right back because Corey's calling. But continue on, and I'll be right back.
Yeah, I thought Even Stevens was annoying as fuck. So he like automatically that made me like not really give a shit about his like acting career or whatnot. He was okay in the first Transformers, but I mean if he was in any others, I didn't care because I wasn't gonna watch any more of those movies. But I never really actually hated him.
I can tell you one thing though from this trailer, just going off of like some of my cousins, they're not going to be mad at that. They're not going to be mad at Shia LaBeouf, being one of the brown folks, being a bean, so to speak.
Brown fucks.
Is he even like Mexican at all or like Hispanic? Anything?
From my understanding, no.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But at the same time, I think even if he isn't, I think it's pretty cool that they're at least they're trying to be as authentic as possible. And that's one of the things I kind of want to bring up too is like, it is acting. So if you're able to get me to kind of like stop realizing this dude's white as fuck, Like that's
I mean,
also acting.
if he's not Hispanic at all, like he's supposed to play one. It's brown face.
Mm-hmm.
I can kind of see what you mean, but I will say like one thing I like about this too is just the fact that like David Ayer is bringing a lot of his like David Ayer isms to this. One thing I really love. Thank you for hosting. Look at that dance go. But wow, why did it sound like I was gonna eat him? But anyways, I like this dude has like a Denzel Washington from Training Day vibe like right here. Like he. As he walks into this apartment complex, there's people like kind of chilling. They're probably like drugged out or something. And he's like, "Hey, wake the fuck up! I'm here." I mean, like, "What's up, motherfuckers?" Like, he's such an in charge kind of dude, and yet he's kind of scary. But then they actually kind of like have some things in the trailer that's talking about family and stuff. So it's like it'd be really cool to kind of do the Alonzo thing again, just like they did with Denzel Washington in Training Day, where we see more of this character too. Where maybe some people are actually on his side. Maybe this dude's not like the big piece of shit monster that he is. Because that's kind of a thing that I don't think Chicano movies have. It's always like, hey, we're badass, man, machismo, we fuck people up, we steal things. And they don't really like super touch on the fact that they're doing this to fucking survive. Like there is no other options. He's not gonna work in a fucking bank or something. And I don't know, do you feel like they're gonna touch on that more so, Roxy, or do you feel like this is gonna be just your stereotypical cholo, guns blazing, all that shit?
My bird would shut the fuck up for a second. There she goes, just fucking peeping, cheeping in the fucking background. Okay. What was the question?
No, just saying, like, do you feel like they're gonna touch more on this, like, in a sense of like, he's not gonna be so villainous, it's not gonna be that stereotypical machismo Chicano shit?
I know that they're going to bring some of that aspect in there because, of course, when it comes with Mexicans, they love to talk about narco culture. They love to talk about, being a cholo and stuff like that. So they are definitely going to have some machismo aspects to it. But, like, a lot of people, they don't, there's some instances where if you are in that family, it's pretty much expected. It's an unwritten, unspoken rule that you got to continue the family business. But in other aspects, like, you need to realize that a lot of the foot soldiers that are out there when it comes to, these situations, they're doing this for money. Mm-hmm. There's people doing this, of course, who are being intimidated and, they're having their whatever family business, etc. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Go whoop that
they're putting it on the line and they're trying to basically tell you, like, okay, you need to do this shit for us or else your family, your business, your whatever, your livelihood is going to get it. But I wish that they wouldn't focus so much on how cool it is.
Mm-hmm.
How they try to glamorize this kind of lifestyle. I wish that they'd actually, like, I really hate the fact that we keep being stereotyped. So, like, as much as I want to say, like, I wish that they would touch on the aspects that there's a reason for crimes that happen. It's not just because people want to do a crime just for the sake of the crime, at least most of the time. People are doing this because they want, fast access to money. They want money, they want power, they want respect. And I hope they touch on more of that, but I'm so tired of people, like, talking about this in regards to Mexicans. Like, there's more to the culture.
Yeah, that's the thing, too.
And if that makes sense.
Touch more so, like, here's the thing. This guy in the front right here, this black dude, and it's weird because, like, I think his character's coming from the same area that these other characters come from. Where in End of Watch, which is one of my favorite movies, literally of all time. It's basically a mockumentary, somewhat, only the half of it, and then like it becomes a movie. But like David Ayer did this with Jake Gyllenhaal and Michael Pena, and basically it's these two cops that just deal with the ghetto and shit. But like they're not like against these guys. Like they're all kind of like a family. You know what I mean? And this dude in the front right here plays a character that's very similar to what I see in this trailer of like, these are not just stereotypical bad guys. I mean? Like they're in a gang, yeah, but all gangs are not like, hey, we're gonna do gang shit. You know what I mean? Like it's not about that. Like that's a big stereotype for both Mexicans and black people that I think David Ayer really does do a good job at kind of like letting no, the way this this is just another word for fucking family. The fact that we all wear the same shit and we got each other's backs, white people look at this and say, "Oh my God, that's dangerous. Oh, they're violent." But it's not like that at all.
How could you choose that lifestyle? Like, these are people who are coming from like neglected, troubled, broken homes. So some people, sometimes they don't. Of course, every situation is different, but typically, from what I've seen, working in juvenile crisis, most people join gangs because they don't have that sense of unity. They don't have that sense of family in their home life. So if they find that attention, that affection, that love, that family image that is heavily portrayed in gang life that's appealing to them. They want to be a part of something. They want to be included. So they join that for that reason. That's why they go so hard for each other.
Yeah, man. And like another scene, like when they show those people too, they're right there, and then this shit. Now, there's another thing that I feel like there's an honesty to this, but like basically, in him being the tax collector, basically what it's referring to is that he'll tax certain blocks of neighborhoods and whatnot, and for their safety, in exchange of that, they got to pay him money. And I like that there's a thing here where it's also Mexican versus black, and I'm sorry, but like back in the day, man, it was like that too. Like nowadays, to be honest, I feel like Mexicans and black people have gotten together to kind of rebel against the shit that we all have to deal with.
To a certain extent.
Yeah, but this is being more honest.
There's still some Mexicans out there that, and no, well, not just Mexicans, but there are certain varying people in Latin America who feel that they are above black people and they are above their specific country, and they want to act white. They want to act American now.
Yeah.
Since they arrive here, so it's still a struggle.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're getting there.
But yeah, we're definitely getting there, and that's the one thing too. Is like, because I was thinking, like, man, I don't want this to be a movie where it's very preachy, like fuck the white guy. Because here's the thing: as much shit as we talk, and I am a minority, and there's things that I don't like about political stuff from white people, whatever. I'm not against white people. Like, I just want to put that out there because there's a lot of white listeners too, and like I don't want you guys to feel like we're fucking signaling you out. And I don't like when movies preach like that, like, oh man, white is fucking evil, and we're all go through a bunch of shit. Because sometimes white people don't do that, and sometimes we're enemies of ourselves. And this is kind of showing, like, yeah, like, the bad guys here are Mexican dudes that are masked trying to kill our main Mexican protagonist. And then there's obviously a struggle between black and Mexican in this trailer. And honesty like that, man, like, that's fucking great. Like, I love that shit, because I'm curious where they're going to go with it. Is there going to be a particular group of people that's going to look more villainous? Are they going to tell some truths that I feel like are never spoken because Mexicans don't want to villainize themselves, and we're trying to work together here. Like, there's a lot of shit here that could be really cool, and I'm glad David Ayer's doing it. But at the same time, just like how your reaction was, Roxy, and same with Jet, I love how it's doing all this shit, and yet we still got a fucking problem with you gotta whitewash.
Because it's like, look, let's be honest. My cousin Chris, he's familiar with a lot of this stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying how, but he's familiar with it. Yeah. So, and he fucking loves Transformers. He fucking loves Shia LaBeouf. So I know him and that side of the family. He's not going to have a problem with this at all. And that's where I can understand where he's coming from. But I struggle with that because, like, if you give this dude a pass, then all of a sudden some random fucker is going to be like, you know what? I'm going to put some bronzer on myself and I'm going to do this shit. Mm-hmm. If Shia got the pass, then I got the pass.
Yeah.
So I don't want it to open the floodgates and just, well, not necessarily open the floodgates because it's still happening, but just to make it worse. Make the situation worse. And that's where I struggle with this.
Yeah. Do you feel similar to that, Jed? Do you feel like you're struggling with that aspect of this too? Or do you think you can kind of come in here and be like, listen, it depends on the quality of the movie?
The quality of the movie doesn't matter. Like, they could have casted anyone else in that role. And right now he's pulling a West Side Story.
Shit, I don't even know the context of that. Keep in mind, people, that Jet and Roxy know more about certain things than I do. And, like, for movies, basically, I just really start getting into this, so.
What happened was everyone in West Side Story was white, despite the story being like, was it like Hispanic people versus white people? I believe it was.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so basically, like, the Hispanic people were basically white.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, shit,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's a really crazy fucking thing. And this from Spielberg, too. What the fuck? I thought he'd be above doing some silly shit like that. But then again, like, shit just kind of happens. It is what it is. But
what's that Spielberg? Because that movie's old as shit.
Maybe he did, like, a version of it or something. Because at first, like, I seen Spielberg's... Maybe this is, like, a new one. Because that looks pretty fucking modern, like, the way it's shot right there. Maybe you're talking about something like this. I don't know.
Okay, What's That Story came out in, like, 1961.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Then it definitely was Spielberg. Wow, I felt fucking stupid, yo. Look at this. There's a black and white picture right here, too. And I'm just like, oh, Steven Spielberg. Ah, shit. Well, hey, you know what? I didn't say I knew my shit, goddammit. Yeah, wow. Marissa said it's supposed to come out this December, this Spielberg version. So, hey, who knows what's fucking going to happen. I hate musicals. I don't know if it's going to be, like, very close to the original, but yikes. But yeah, that's the tax collector, man. We'll see what happens with it, but it's just, David Ayer, I'm glad you're not doing some comic book shit. I'm glad you're not trying to like Mexicanize or whatever the fuck you're doing with some superheroes. It doesn't need that. You deserve the Mexican community by doing a bunch of like Harley Quinn dumb shit in there, and then you also piss off the comic book community because they don't want to see gangster shit. You know what I mean? Where's my capes at? Well, it's like I don't want to hear all that fucking bullshit. But yeah, by the way, too, this guy over here looks just like fucking Shane Tsung to me. But I don't know. For you Mortal Kombat people, you guys know what I'm talking about. Over here, they're gonna think I'm nerdy. But moving on, though. Moving on from this, I do want to touch on one more particular thing, and we'll get the fuck out of here because Corey's about to start. But Beavis and Butthead. I love the show. I love the show very much. Not because of the entire series and life of the show. I think that one of the best things about Beavis and Butthead was actually season 9 that was done by Mike Judge. And he's coming back to do 2 more seasons. I am fucking hyped. I don't have a whole lot of information about this, though. But I want to just go around the table and just kind of see what you guys feel about this. So first off, Roxy, what are you feeling about Beavis and Butthead coming back? And were you a big fan of the show before?
It's so cold in the deep.
How I'm supposed to eat.
With my feet, or whatever the fuck they say. But when it comes to Beavis and Butthead, I've been a fan ever since I was a little kid. I used to watch it with my family. Like, this is something we put on during dinner time. So, this shit runs deep for me. I did watch the remake of the original, which happened on MTV. And I want to check out the remake of the original. That's coming up, which is this right now.
Like, I'm wondering too. It's like remake of the remake. Like that's like some Pokemon first gen shit with the series or the movie or whatever the fuck. But
I'm just a little like the one thing that's kind of irking at me a little bit is whether or not they're gonna display it again on MTV or if they're just gonna go like to the Netflix route. Because I feel like with Netflix they might have a little bit more freedom. Yeah, in regards to jokes.
Julian's in the chat. I read about this earlier too. I don't even think it's actually, or no, it is over here in the article. It's saying Comedy Central was proud to announce that Network will be doing this, which I think is a pretty big, thing here. I think MTV, because they're with Viacom, and I don't know if Comedy Central's with Viacom, but they're given a lot more leeway with certain things, especially like with stand-up specials. They can say fuck like after 10 or whatever, and I feel like if Mike Judge is doing this, and he already went kind of intense before, and that was back in like 2011, something like that. So with this, Comedy Central doing this, imagine if Beavis and Butthead comes on at 11 o'clock at night or just on the app or something, we get like this fucking uncensored, super intense, like, dude, fuck you, Butthead, like whatever. Like, I would love that shit. That'd be fucking
So basically
awesome.
Gary.
Yeah, pretty much. Gary Eakin should be in fucking Beavis and Butthead. Call him ass face or something, I don't know. But yeah, what do you feel about this? Did you like Beavis and Butthead at all?
Yeah, I like the original series, but I remember them doing the reboot sometime in 2011, 10?
Yeah.
It didn't last too long. I guess, I saw the first episode and it was fine, but I guess maybe bad ratings or maybe it wasn't good. I don't know. But honestly, instead of Beavis and Butthead, I honestly would have preferred a Daria continuation or spinoff.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do like Beavis and Butthead, but I would wait more for Daria.
But about this too, with them bringing these kind of things up, now they're doing this, Bill Oakley and Josh Weinstein, which I don't know if he's related.
Or a continuation of King of the Hill. I'm just saying.
No, that'd be cool too. But apparently, the spin-off of Mission Hill, which is something you brought to me before the show, they're doing this. Do you think this is happening too much? Because there was talk about Daria coming back.
They should have brought back Mission Hill a long ass time ago. That show was actually great, despite poor ratings. That show was funny as shit. So them bringing it back 20 years later is fine with me, even though it is a spinoff.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even remember this at all, to be honest. And this animation looks fucking piss poor, if not terrible. Like this.
No, look up regular Mission Hill. I mean, it was the art style was kind of interesting.
Let me see. I'm gonna look that up actually. Mission Hill. Let me see. All right, this is it, and yeah, terrible. I mean, fucking awful.
I gotta say,
this is kind of giving me have you guys seen the Oblongs?
No,
it's giving me a hint of that style of animation.
Oblongs.
No, because my thing is you're looking at this and look at the background. It looks like fucking the Superman Commodore 64 video game. That looks fucking awful.
I actually like the way they do the background. Basically, there's a way to explain it to where like the colors are kind of weird and stuff like that. I actually find it pretty nice. And like the characters are all funny, especially the two brothers who are always getting into fights. I'm glad to bring this back. Well, at least a spinoff.
Yeah, I mean, it is a pretty cool. Like, I like intros that have like a constant moving background. They used to do this with websites back in the day, where they would have like the horizontally moving fucking background. And this kind of stuff reminds me a little bit of what's kind of coming back in like the last 3 years. Like look at Spider-Verse. I love that it works in 2 different frames, and that whatever's happening on screen, there's a tons of shit happening in the background, and the background's just as entertaining and eye-catching as whatever's happening in the foreground. This is a situation like that, but it's just an intro. If these characters look like this during the actual shows, I can't imagine that's really fun to look at. But when it comes to shows like this, it depends on the comedy and everything. If you say it's good, I can actually take your word for it, because yeah, it's fucking I mean, it's popular. Obviously, they're doing a spin-off. God. By the way, look at the the guy in the top left over here. He has Eddie's fucking beard a little bit. But yeah, man, looks pretty cool. Looks like Gorilla's cool.
I mean, we can watch it. I mean, it only lasted like a season, like 13 episodes.
I like how you try to slide in there. Oh, we can watch it if you want to. No, I don't want to watch it. God damn it. I'll probably end up watching it. But you cool with them, because they're not really bringing back Mission Hill, just bringing a sub show to it or whatever, like a spinoff. Are you cool?
Like, I remember these 2 characters. They were actually pretty funny too. Like, I'm cool with it as long as the other characters are also like back too.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, we are gonna get the fuck out of here because Double Toast is now starting. So with that thing said, I'm going to do this very, very quickly. You guys can go over there to the Facebook page of the Metropolis Collective, where you will find Alan Shakazine, Ganja Guru, all that good stuff. They're over there just talking about things. I don't know what the fuck they talk about. Probably politics, something like that. And go to Twitter, the Red Ganja Guru. You guys can find him. Also misspelling lots of things, but I'm sure it's some good shit. Come back tomorrow. We'll be playing some video games for the 8-Bit Crumbs pre-show, and then obviously Saturday we'll come back with the chat tech. I promise we'll actually show up, unlike fucking last week. And with that said, it's time to get the fuck out of here. So, goodbye. We love you. The music is now started. Woo, that's so loud. It's so very loud. Go. Go enjoy Double Toasted. Bye. See you. Go. Enjoy your ROM about Mission Hill. It's King of the Hill. That's the fucking best show. Mission Hill fun.
Mission Hill was also very funny. You can't say that if you haven't seen it.
Yes, I can. It's the same thing with New York pizza. I can do that with all these fucking things. You gotta watch Walking Dead.
No.
That's what we're gonna watch. Mission Hill and then Walking Dead, all of it.
Alright.
Shia LaBeouf's Mexican.
Jesus Christ.